that everything is working.
Just pretend I was here. I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we have little.
We've had those, you know what, I think that was over here, and there, I think I had two, I'm sorry.
Oh, I never knew we had a little beverage
Yeah, I
holy
have 4,
thing.
so,
Aw, not nice.
all right, you ready?
Thanks so much then.
All right, I'll call the meeting to order. Please rise and join us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Debbie, call the roll.
Here. Trustee Spurling.
Here.
Trustee Bauman.
Here.
Trustee Youngerman.
Here.
Trustee Marisak.
Here.
Trustee Betzinger.
Here. All right, we do have a quorum. Moving on to item 4 on the agenda is public participation. The first is public comments, a 2-minute opportunity for any member of the public to address the board on any topic that you see fit. It is a public comment, so we really won't get into a debate or conversation about it, but if you're here to speak, come out to the microphone if you can, state your name and address, and proceed. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Tyrone Collins. Address is 1472 Manning Avenue. Speaking on behalf of my parents, Manuel and Sandra Murphy. The reason why we're here today is, obviously, you've all seen our email that was sent last week, where we made a formal request to have designated handicap parking put in front of their residence. Back on July 6th, my mother suffered a pretty terrible fall. As a result, she was been hospitalized now for, it was initially 21 days, and now she's back in the hospital for the last 2 weeks after having neck surgery. One of the issues is with the position of the garage. Is not conducive for her to go through the garage because she has very much difficulty walking up the stairs. And as my stepfather and I discussed, in the event of an emergency to get her into the house, the quickest route is through the front door. And the first accessible restroom is on the first floor as well, which is when we just had a stairlift installed, we've got it going from the first floor to the second floor. I know that she reached out to the department probably about a year ago. So in 2018, she was given parking, handicap parking for the public access. But she had called someone in this department to see about having a reserved sign in front of the house, and she was told no. So just so you know, my background, I have a background in security, been doing it for 25 plus years. But back in 2019, I took a real estate course for a leasing agent, and I remember in detail we went over the Fair Housing Act of Illinois, which talked about protected classes, and in her case, the 2 protected classes that she falls under are 1, seniors, and 2, disability. And so the biggest issue for us is that with the expansion of that subdivision, there's a lot more cars that are parking on the street. And in that particular night that she had that fall, they had to park about 4 car lengths away from the front door. Not saying 100% that would have prevented her from falling, but she fell literally at the porch, which was a good enough distance for her to have to walk. And those are the things that we're trying to prevent from happening. And in the case of the parking on the streets, there's one particular neighbor that we've had an issue with since he moved in about a year ago. This individual has about 4 or 5 different cars, so he parks a couple cars behind his garage and the rest on the streets. I actually went to this individual and asked him, hey, sir, you know, my mother's having a hard time walking. She's currently in the hospital. We're just asking you if you would please not, if you could refrain from parking in the front. His response to that was to park more cars in front of the houseway, so that we're parking 3 or 4 car lengths behind it, you know. And to me, this is the reason why they created the Fair Housing Act in situations like this. And where I thought that in our case it would be discriminatory is that while we're allowing this individual, any individual, to be able to park a limited amount of cars on a public way, by simultaneously not providing that protection for a person that falls into the protected class, is in a sense discriminatory. They can't compete with that, you know. And I'll end with this. From what I read about the Fair Housing Act, it says that individuals that fall under that case should be allowed to make reasonable modifications to be able to have enjoy a certain quality of life. And this isn't an unreasonable modification. We're paying things at our own expense. We haven't asked the city, the village, to pay for anything. If we have to pay for the signs, we're willing to do that. We just need that assistance so that she can have an easy way to get back into her house. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to hear me out. We're willing to provide any medical records, anything, notes from her doctors as well, as to why she should have this parking available. But again, we're not asking for anything special. We just, just so she has an easy way to get in the house. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Collins, appreciate it. Anybody else for public comment this evening? Thought that was just in my ear. All right, if there's no other public comment, we'll go ahead and move on to the consent agenda. I'll read the items and then entertain a motion for approval. Minutes of the August 14th Village Board meeting, minutes of the August 14th executive session, accounts payable through August 28th, the refuse report for July of '23, reappointment of Aaron Kramer to the Montgomery Development Fund Committee, reappointment of Jennifer Maluski to the Montgomery Development Fund Committee, appointment of Frank Garino to the Montgomery Development Fund Committee, and appointment of John Fritz as trustee to the Police Pension Board.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Go ahead, Debbie.
Trustee Marisak?
Yes.
Trustee Betzinger?
Yes.
Trustee Guyer?
Yes.
Trustee Spurling?
Yes.
Trustee Bauman,
Yes.
Trustee Youngerman?
Yes.
That carries 6-0. Thank you. Items for separate action, number 6, item A, waiver of bid and approval of a purchase of a new GMC Sierra 3500 truck from Kaufman GMC Truck Sales in the amount of $62,851.64. Director Wolf.
Thank you, President Brawley. So as the village board is aware, we approved the FY24 budget, and in that budget package, there was a few different trucks, vehicles, and equipment identified for the Public Works Department. One of those is this one in front of you tonight for a 3500 GMC from Kaufman Truck Sales. We've been purchasing vehicles from Kaufman's for some time. The village also has approved other purchases within this fiscal year from Kaufman's, as well as the item B. One item I did want to bring up and mention, there's listed here from item A and item B. They're both listed as 3500s. The cost difference between those trucks is one is a regular cab truck and one is a crew cab truck. This particular one, item A, is the crew cab that was identified for the Forestry Division to assist with our personnel getting to trainings and seminars. So that's the reasoning for that particular vehicle. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them at this time.
What's the anticipated delivery date?
This one would go into the ordering, so we don't have an anticipated date. It would likely be end of September, early October,
What year?
On both?
24.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting to those questions. Hold on.
We'll stop with those jokes.
Is
soon.
everyone else done?
I'm sorry, that was for both of them,
I'm sorry.
for both.
So the
trucks
second
here.
item B is actually available for pickup this week.
Nice. Okay, thank you.
Truck A is not.
Truck A is not.
Have you seen it?
No, it has to be ordered.
What is the estimated delivery date for truck A?
Would be likely October
Didn't I just ask that?
Of '24.
of this year.
Oh, of this year.
I'm writing this down.
Thanks, Mark, appreciate it.
What's the anticipated delivery date? Let's ask it again. Oh, my goodness.
Can I make a motion to approve?
A second.
This is item A. Any further discussion?
No.
Hi, Debbie.
Trustee Guyer?
Yes.
Trustee Spurling?
Yes.
Trustee Bauman,
Yes.
Trustee Youngerman?
Yes.
Trustee Marisak?
Yes.
Trustee Betzinger?
That carries 6-0. Item B, waiver of bid and approval of purchase of a new GMC Sierra 3500 truck from Kaufman Truck Sales, in the amount of $58,175.64. Anything further?
Yes. This includes, there will be no additional price increases. Everything is included that we're not gonna look at this in a month and have another
Nope.
$5,000.
No, these are the hard costs
I mean, there's more
for
budgeted
the
for
vehicle
some-
purchase, but there are additional items budgeted for the
upfitting, yeah,
vehicle.
But it's
Okay.
within the budget.
So,
Upfitting of it.
yep, correct.
Question, because we're waivering bid again. This is in conjunction with some state apparatus for pricing where we're we're getting state bid pricing?
No, we don't get state bid pricing. Our pricing goes through the GM commercial account, through their fleet, Kaufman's Fleet Division. We have periodically checked pricing with other vendors, such as GMC, Ford, Chevy, and found that Kaufman's has actually been cheaper. The incentives that they're able to give us back through their fleet allocations have been favorable. So for example, one of the previous truck purchases that we did for a 1500, we actually had pricing from another GMC dealer for the exact same truck, one model year older, that was on the ground, and Kaufman's actually came in about $2,600, somewhere in that range, cheaper on a newer model year. So we have vetted that to make sure that those prices are in line.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep doing that. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Go ahead.
Trustee Youngerman.
Yes.
Trustee Marisak.
Yes.
Trustee Betzinger.
Yes.
Trustee Guyer.
Yes.
Trustee Spurling. Trustee Bauman.
That carries 6-0. The last item, C, is Resolution 2023-024, approving an agreement with Fox Metro Water Reclamation District and the Village of Montgomery for the investigation and repair of sanitary sewers at various locations.
Thank you, President Briley. So the Village of Montgomery is looking to participate in this IGA with Fox Metro, mostly for purposes of inspection and emergency repairs to the sanitary sewer system through Fox Metro by utilizing their multi-year contract that they have currently with Visu Sewer. So due to the amount of contracted work that they do with Visu and their established set pricing, we're able to piggyback and jump onto that as well for inspection work, flat rate fees for all of those things that are identified in the IGA. So it's really a nice tool for us to have because of the amount of linear footage that they do every year. That pricing is cheaper than what it would be for us to go out and contract with either Visu Direct independently or other inspection and repair companies. So it's a tool for us to be able to have. It also will be able to give us the ability to expedite the process in the event of an emergency repair because Visu is in town and does so much work for Fox Metro. They have an actual facility within the Village of Montgomery where they keep equipment. So we would have that to our advantage as opposed to the means and methods that we have been using, which is contracting with other agencies or other companies to come in and do that work when needed. So if there's any questions regarding the IGA, I'm happy to answer them at this time.
Do you have estimated cost savings per year?
We don't because we don't have our program established yet as far as our camera footage that we've identified in a year. So once we run that, we can. We did ask EEI to take a look, their environmental group, to take a look at the pricing to see where it fell in line with other projects that they're currently doing, and they did see that there was a cost savings in the rates that we received from Fox Metro through Visu.
I just want to say thank you for thinking outside of the box, something we continue to do like we've done with the paving program and things, thinking outside of the box, capitalizing on a local vendor that's here in town and gaining some soft costs there, so thank you.
And I will mention there are several other communities within Fox Metro's district who are already utilizing this IGA, such as Aurora, Oswego, Sugar Grove, to name a few.
Motion to
Back on
approve.
that real quick. Were you going to,
Motion to approve.
perfect?
Second.
All right. Just to encourage staff to continue to look at items and ways that we can coordinate with other governing bodies. We do that a lot, and we've done it a lot over 10 years. Just keep looking for ways to save money doing that. It's good for everyone. Maybe a pain in the neck sometimes, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
All right, there's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? Go ahead.
Trustee Guyer.
Yes.
Trustee Spurling.
Yes.
Trustee Bauman.
Yes.
Trustee Youngerman.
Yes.
Trustee Marisak.
Yes.
Trustee Betzinger.
Yes.
6-0. We don't have anything for discussion. Anything new or unfinished from the board?
Status of the phone system?
We have not made changes yet. I've talked to staff, and I'm still trying to determine what the best route to go is on what, if anything, we're changing, so.
Could you at least go in and change that one prompt for mine, where it says for trustee Guyer, push, I think it's 4, and then it gives trustee Heinz's?
I believe those were changed, but I'll have to double check, because those I
Yeah.
believe we did.
Yeah, I checked it tonight on the way in. It still gives trustee Heinz's information, so
Okay.
something's not taking, yeah. That's all I have.
Anything else?
No.
Perfect. Future meetings, you can see there, we're back here at the Village Board on September 11th at 7 PM. Would like to entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss litigation that is probable or imminent. This is covered under Illinois State Statute, a compiled statute, 120/2C11.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Marisak?
Yes.
Trustee Youngerman?
Yes.
Trustee Marisak?
Yes.
Trustee Betzinger? Trustee Guyer?
Yes.
Trustee Spurling?
Yes.
Trustee Marisak?
And we're adjourned. Thank you.
Trustee
Bauman, sorry.
Bauman?